they're bringing the DeLorean back. You remember the Back to the Future car?
Of course. That.
Yeah.
Is DeLorean the car maker? Who makes this car?
Yeah, in Texas.
DeLorean,
It's in San Antonio, Texas.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're bringing the DeLorean back. You know, obviously it opens. It has the upright, the T doors that come out from the side. It had the flux capacitor. Had to get to 88 miles an hour to go to anytime, space, and time. And so they're
how cool. So I mean, obviously you get that car. And a lot of Texas roads are like 75, 80 miles an hour. Like the high, like you definitely set that on cruise control at 88, right?
Oh, every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
It's like a gag.
The Mark, it's going to be easy to do because it's their electric Alpha 5 model. And it's going to be able to make it to 88 miles per hour in 4.35 seconds.
Baby.
When this gets to 88, you blow me.
Yeah. Nerdy chick.
When we hit 88.
Wes, you bring up a strong point there.
You are.
There it is.
Hell yeah, boss.
Oh, hey.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning and welcome to episode 954 of Hard Factor. It is Tuesday, May 31st, 2022. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. Midnight Eastern, 5 days a week, 24/7, 365. Literally.
Hey, welcome. Welcome back.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah.
And Wes. Literally, these guys didn't even take a day off, as I'm sure you heard the yesterday's show and the way that Pat was feeling at the start of that. He's off today, so that might not be a surprise. So
not a shocker.
But thank you guys for covering while I was out.
We missed you.
Of course, man. You got it. I heard you had a good time in our home state with our old friends or with our families. So that sounds like a good trip.
And I had an incredible time. I'm realizing that I forgot a prop that I need, but I can just describe it to you. And that's about Herndon. But today on the show, I'll tell you about Herndon in a second. But today, what we're going to talk about on the show, we've got cake on the Mona Lisa and tons of updates in the coffee. Then we've got a shady treasure hunt in Pennsylvania after that.
Yeah. International
flight jockeying for the TikTok international moment to close things out. And it says, thank you guys for covering me. Hopefully
Absolutely.
Pat, who's not here today, is, thanking Yvette for her service while we tape this on Memorial Day. So
that's true.
Thank you again, everybody, for your service.
Absolutely.
As you guys said, was home in Herndon. Incredible to be home for the first time with a kid, a new child for the first time since before COVID. That's crazy. That's like a wild experience. Also, turns out where we're from, the DC area, many may be uncomfortable with my grim assessment of of Capitol Hill these days. So, I'll try to let, President Biden time cook a little bit more in his last 965 days. It's like,
people gave you shit for how you treat Biden. Is that what it just heard?
Well, I mean, like I think all of my constant criticisms of Washington D.C. have started to wear a little thin on where we grew up with everybody in Washington D.C.
I did a Biden time while you were gone, and I was not, like complimentary of the guy because there's not a lot great going on. So
Listen, we're gonna do it to every president. It's just happens to be Biden.
We're holding people accountable.
That's right.
I would say that there was some equal amount vitriol towards Trump as Biden in terms of the show. So I think it's okay. But well,
what I would say is this, that I see now after those conversations, it's probably my criticisms that's been holding him back this whole time.
Right.
For me, I'm bringing back WWJD. You guys remember that? It's what would Jesus do?
Yes.
But this time, what would Joe do? All
okay.
right. That's my new mantra. I'm just gonna.
Maybe if everyone was positive in the world, gas prices would go down. Russia would leave.
That's
Ukraine.
what I'm saying.
Russia would leave Ukraine. The aliens would come out and say that they're friendly.
WWJD.
The whales would back off.
Like, yeah. So we just gotta go with the flow.
No more.
Assume that he's got this all under control. Also, never realized you guys were such Geraldo guys. Sorry, we're at odds there. Again, like the orcas again.
It's the mustache for me.
Well, he's got a nice mustache, but it's so bushy.
I think he's just because he's not he's the most middle on Fox. I think is why I like him. I
don't watch.
Yeah,
him,
once he
saying,
moved to Fox, he was like he was like a unique thing on Fox. Yeah,
I don't take in a whole lot of Geraldo content, but when I do, I'm like somewhat pleasantly surprised. That's all I'm saying. And he looks like he could play like a hell of a Waluigi for Halloween. You know?
Oh yeah.
Well, he's a real journalist, and I give him credit for that. Yeah, and I like how passionate he is when he does have something he cares about. With these other, I don't think he's as much of a grifter as many of the other motherfuckers on mainstream media.
Okay.
I may disagree with you on that portion.
I would say a lot of people think he's a grifter, but
yeah, but no, I mean, he okay, so we're the orcas and we're just at odds there. But I am with you guys 100%, not with Pat on the Amber Turd. She's definitely the K in the FMK with Brie Larson and Miley Cyrus. What? I mean, it's almost like the FMK was written to be that specific answer.
I think the person when Gollum sent it in, I'm pretty sure that's who he had in mind.
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, sorry. This top bit's running long. I want to give everybody the updates there. Patreon.com/hardfactor. The potato chip in general / fast food draft and stripper talk deep dive. We deep dived into all of that. It's out now.
One would say it's going to the well, and they might be right, but we enjoy it's content we know well and enjoy.
We selected so many items.
Right, what you know.
And as you know, if you listen to the show, we are all fast food aficionados.
Snacks, fast food, and strippers
you're going
are
to want
things
to
we
see
can
our
talk
list.
about without blowing smoke up anyone's ass.
Let me
experience.
Let me follow up the stripper announcement with
blowing ones into someone's ass
with a happy birthday to my my love Kate, whose birthday is today on the show.
You feel a little guilty now. Okay, got it. Happy birthday, Kate.
Well, no, I have it written down, but I thought it'd be funny to throw it in right there.
We did not.
Are you implying she's a stripper, or are you implying you're guilty about the stripper?
No, I think it's just a funny juxtaposition.
Wes was very respectful during the stripper conversation, Kate. But you should listen. Everybody should listen. Patreon.com/hardfactor. Pop the clutching up tier. Can listen to the deep dives.
There you go.
Yes. All right. Anything else, fellas, before we do this news?
I think it's time.
Yeah.
It's time. Cup of coffee in the big time.
Yeah. Cup of coffee in the big time.
Fun facts and trending news. First fun fact, and this was the prop that I didn't grab, but I'll bring it tomorrow. Turns out old hard factor Will was actually in the Shamu Club back in the day. I was a card carrying member. My nephew found my childhood wallet, and there was 3 cards in there. There was a United Club or United member
a
card,
library card, maybe
library card, something like that, like a public thing.
Yeah, and
then Shamu Club.
What is that? What literally in the name of nerdiness is the Shamu?
Literally, you got it. SeaWorld.
Team Orca for life. Yeah. Literally, I mean, for life, fellas. I'm sorry. So just like fine. Just like I can't support the annual Faroe Island whale slaughtering with you guys.
I'm almost done with Taste of Whale. I'm right at the slaughtering, right at the grind, and it's a slaughter. It's a slaughter.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a real slaughter. It's a legit slaughter. Yeah.
But I'm Team Faroe Island all the way.
Yeah. Are they smiling when they're eating the whale? Have you seen them?
Love it.
They love whale.
Mark,
whale,
by the way, if you haven't seen it,
Yeah.
I, as a big time whale guy, I've been anti-Faroe Islands for years. So I've been watching this shit for a long time.
Yeah, I just meant in this particular movie, because 2 guys are hunters / chefs.
They said they'd rather die than give up hunting whales, basically.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
because there was so much outrage, when it first got exposed.
Something
they're fighting back.
Something those
in this
fucking save the whale pussies can't say. They just always put up little signs. They're not willing to die these whale hunters are. Sorry. A little more passion on the one side.
No, they do the anti-whaling people. They go fuck with Japanese ships and stuff.
Yeah, I know, but they don't they're not willing to die. They're just willing to throw you off course.
I mean, they're willing to get close to.
They're willing to blowhorn you, and
the only thing that's gonna kill them is a big wave, and they're gonna
they're like storm chasers, whale savers.
Sort of.
Speaking of the
pathetic
sea,
is what they are.
I mean, they're not. We're on opposite sides on this one. Check out this sea turtle. Speaking of the sea, escaping the jaws of a tiger shark in Western Australia. Silent video, youtube.com/hardfactornews if you want to watch it.
Big turtle. Get out of there, turtle.
Okay, check it out. So the turtle
is back.
He's like
he's
like Maverick.
You saw it
from Top Gun. Yeah, he did the aerial move.
He banked left hard. And then he stays close to the shark's back and keeps his shell, the top shell, just in the shark's mouth as much as he can.
Wow.
So turtles are actually really good. Shit. And a tiger shark is huge. It's like the second biggest shark.
That tiger shark's getting humiliated right now.
Yeah. So these turtles, and this thing made it back to shore. Like, look, it looks like the shark's about to get him.
No,
but the shell. Yeah. So pretty impressive there. Did not know Western Australia, but they probably are like that all over the globe. Did not know that sea turtles could like evade,
I thought they were just sitting ducks.
Get that get that turtle some flowers or whatever it eats.
Right. Mm-hmm. I think they kelp, eat kelp, and I think they also eat what's it called, jellyfish. Yeah,
they do
for sure. Yeah.
Good jellyfish suck.
Bonus dog. Fun fact: the dragon of death. Look at that thing. Had a wingspan of 30 feet and was about the size of quote one giraffe.
Nice giraffe metrics.
Yeah, the body is exactly about quote one giraffe. It was released
easy to picture now.
Yes, but 30. Imagine like a school bus size wingspan on a giraffe.
You guys watching Prehistoric Planet on I think it's HBO, maybe HBO Max, Prehistoric Planet, or maybe it's Netflix, or maybe it's Prime. Anyway, it's like a nature show, but it's like the graphics are incredible, and it's like
people in Herndon were watching that. I heard it.
Can you throw that picture back up?
Yes.
Who drew that? 11-year-old me. I mean, they're taking some,
They signed it too.
Right. I mean, like it could look like that, or it could look completely different than that. They know the general size, but the head and the coloration and the wings, making it look like a pterodactyl a little bit, right? Like,
yeah.
Is that a little penis on it too?
A tiny penis.
Yeah, I think someone had some fun with that picture.
It's either a front tail or a tiny. It looks like one of the giant birds from Avatar.
Yes.
It was recently discovered in Argentina by professor/paleontologist Leonardo Ortiz and the other scientists in his team. And Leonardo got to name the beast Thanatos Dragon Amaru, aka the Dragon of Death.
That's a pretty cool name.
Did not miss with the name, the Dragon of Death.
Didn't.
I mean,
he's like, what if half of his brain's sticking out? What if his mouth was red and he was beige? Like, where are they coming up?
A little penis.
Yeah, he's got a little penis, right?
That's why he's killing everyone.
Huge tiny penis. Yeah, but if you ever get to name something, I mean, learn from Leonardo.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
That is a good name.
Great pick. Okay, on to the trending news. Honorable mentions up first. All the new entertainment. You guys have been talking about it. I've been listening along, and you're right. It's kicking ass. So much so that Top Gun 2 is now officially Tom Cruise's best box office opening of all time, projected for at least 156 million over Memorial Day weekend.
And worth every
penny. It's not more.
Yeah.
But I mean, big accomplishment considering he's been a leading movie star since 1981, and this is his best ever.
Well, it's not only his best ever, it's his first over 100 million. So it's his best by a lot. He'd never had over 100 million in one opening weekend. That includes all of like the Mission Impossibles that have been big movies. So,
Tom Cruise,
man. Did you guys see this tweet that Feidelberg put out? That was it was about Tom Cruise aging different, and he put up pictures of Tom Cruise in Top Gun 1, Tom Cruise Top Gun 2, and then his love interest, what's her name?
Kelly McGinnis.
Right,
yeah, she wasn't invited back.
Right.
It's quite a difference, right?
Jesus.
Yeah.
She came out with a statement. She was like, "I was not surprised. I wasn't invited back. I look very much like a 64-year-old woman, and that's not what they wanted. I no hard feelings. I get it.
It was just a brutal reminder that women, like in general, like tend to not age as well, especially not like compared to a freak.
Not to Hollywood standards, right? Standards, yeah. Oh, that's her. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean it's always been
a shame. Take that down.
It's always
take that town, Wes.
It's
always been unfair to women. I feel like the age.
I thought it was a brutal tweet by Feidelberg.
Wes,
yeah, it is brutal because it's like already.
Can you imagine Tom Cruise in Top Gun 2? You have to watch the movie to understand how that's funny because
there'll be no motorcycle scene. You know what I mean?
He's still on top. Yeah, he's no.
he's still ripped. He's still showing it off.
He's still the #1 fucking dude. You know?
Yeah, he is since 1981. It's been a pretty impressive run. That's Scientology. I mean, something to Scientology. Like that's
aliens can live forever. So.
Right. His thetan levels are so high. Yeah. It's incredible. And he looks it. He really looks it. Also in entertainment, Norm Macdonald, RIP. He, previously passed away. His last special is Nothing Special is what it's called. It's on Netflix. It's out now. Also Stranger Things 4 on Netflix out now. You guys have been watching it, right? What, at least Mark has?
Yeah, I just finished it.
Ooh, what's your assessment? Give it a score. You don't know spoilers, but
so I was coming off of Top Gun Too High, and then I was drinking the whole weekend, so I didn't pay too much attention to it, but I will say I started paying attention like episode 4 through 7. It really picks up, and the last episode, the cliffhanger, because episodes 8 and 9 come out July 1st of season 4. Episode 7 was like masterful episode.
Oh, nice.
So it's good. It's a good season.
Good. So at least an incredible cliffhanger.
Also, Will, this Friday, I don't know if you're going to mention it, The Boys returns.
Yes. So in June, it's only getting hotter. Like Obi-Wan on Disney, I heard that's maybe not that great.
Pretty good. It's okay.
Oh, it is good. Oh,
pretty good.
You've seen some. Okay, nice. And then The Boys coming back. Wes, what'd you say? That's next
June
Friday.
3rd.
June 3rd. And then a new season of South Park on Paramount Plus in June as well. Jurassic World Dominion on 6/9, June 9th. Nice.
Somebody feed Phil. New episodes are out on Netflix now.
Yeah, that's a good show.
So it's summer blockbuster season. It's here. Just enjoy it. Also, Celtics Warriors NBA Finals. That's decided now. The Lightning may win the Stanley Cup because of us going to their game.
Absolutely.
Lots of great TV.
Celtics are in big trouble.
They are.
Yeah, the Warriors are looking pretty hot, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's gonna take a miracle.
Kind of blew out the Mavericks there.
Yeah.
Good thing there's lots of good TV because sadly, in real news, there's still lots of bad updates in the year of Putin's late life crisis, abortion, school shootings, and the cast from Baby Driver acting out.
Yes.
So yeah. No, they're at it again. As you covered, but some updates. So here's a bunch of bad updates that end with at least one good one. How about that?
Okay.
Before we get to the cream of the
Ready
crop.
for it.
That's what you got coming at you. Okay. Rest in peace. Ronnie Hawkins of the band. He's the singer, the legendary drummer singer. He's from Arkansas, but was, in the Canadian band, The Band. really, really good musician. He died at 87. Also, RIP to Jeff Gladney, a 25-year-old NFL defensive back, dead way too young after a car crash.
Yeah.
Also, there was the massive cars into a crowd crash at the Lincoln, Nebraska Americruise that left multiple people dead.
Do we know if that was
more
like
injured?
A domestic terrorist attack or if it was an accident?
Mark. The early reports seemed like an accident, but I don't know. It was a car show. It was
multiple
a car show.
Cars.
Yeah, car show with cars into the crowd. Yeah,
horrible.
So terrible. At least multiple dead.
It wasn't a race.
Injured. Americruise, I'm sure they have all kinds of stuff there. They have races, bro. I don't know what's there.
There was a horror scene at the end of it.
Yeah, not good. And then also a 20-year-old drowned at a Margaritaville in Lake Lanier over the weekend. So definitely.
Well, that's how he would have. That's how he would have wanted to go. No, I'm just kidding. Was he?
Did
he
some
enter?
Accidents over Memorial Day weekend.
So like he entered like that tank where the girls do the show at the Margaritaville. Have you been to one of those? Like there's like a big aquatic tank and like they pay girls to. They put on like a mermaid suit and they like he must have like fallen in the fucking tank or something.
I don't know what he did, but I'm not sure.
Margaritaville in Vegas has like a big.
Oh, this one's like out on a lake, so I could have been outside too.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't look up.
No one saved this guy in the restaurant.
These are all really negative headlines, so I'm keeping it real surface level.
Cheeseburger and watching him sink.
He's part of the show, right? No, he's not.
Notable because it was Margaritaville, as you guys point out. People don't want that with their margarita and cheeseburger in paradise. Gun control update, more bad stuff. As you guys covered about the Uvalde school shooting, the Border Patrol had to step up and take down the shooter at Robb Elementary last week, 80 minutes after he got into the building. Local PD are still under review by the DOJ, as Wes reported yesterday, and pretty much everyone claims to want compromise and action on this issue. But in a sign on Monday, the compromise may not be on the table in the immediate term on this particular topic. Turns out that Biden had uninvited 90% of the Border Patrol from his Uvalde visit after having invited them the day before, since they were the ones who actually took out the gunman.
Why?
So like, I don't know. It was like he invited a ton of them, and then last second was like, no, only a couple of you can come. And
not enough McDonald's burgers were ordered.
I don't know. It just was weird. And on Monday, Biden suggested that 9mm pistols should be banned potentially on top of assault rifles. I think everybody's like
a PP7.
It's just so stupid.
Right. Like my 9mm mark is like the most common handgun round.
That's what police carry, I think.
Yeah. Well, everybody. I mean, it's people use them in hunting. So that happened on the
defense. Yeah. I mean,
that happened on the same day that Trudeau actually banned handguns in Canada. So kind of like a pretty, seems like a potentially a horrible start for making compromise feel comfortable for everyone in the U.S. on this issue. But WWJD fellas,
the handgun.
He's playing 4D chess somehow behind those aviators.
No, this is like him. This is like him not wanting to get anything done, is what it says to me. This claim.
It's a bad start.
It's so stupid.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that the one side is going to an extreme that they know the other side just can easily say no to?
That's right.
Right.
Is that what you're saying? And then and then the one side will say no, and then they'll blame each other, and then one side will say it's because they're going too far, and the other side will say no, it's their fault, and then nothing will get done.
I'm just going to call it out.
I'm
just going to say it.
It's almost like we've seen it before. Also bad, Russia is still brutally and effectively annexing the Donbass region. Right now, the city of Servodonsk.
I read that Ukraine might be like backing out of a few
Severodonetsk. Oh yeah, for sure. They backed out of Mariupol a couple weeks ago. We covered that. Now another city in the Donbass, this Severodonetsk, and much of eastern Ukraine, despite Zelensky refusing to make any territorial concessions at the negotiating table, and Biden and Europe chilling on their support levels as the gas crisis continues to set records. So basically, gas prices are just, Zelensky's like, I don't want to give up any territory. And as the gas prices rise, everybody's like, well, I mean, we kind of need the gas. And so,
yeah, it's sad. He's not well. He's such a fighter. It's not gonna end well for anyone, it seems.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him. I mean, good for him, honestly, but it sucks for,
I think maybe
everyone.
Tactically he should have been potentially willing to negotiate some type of territory, considering that Russia's held a lot of that up to the line of demarcation since 2014. So
it's like destroyed it. I mean, it's
I mean, exactly.
But at this point, it's like these monsters came in, killed all your civilians. Do you really want to negotiate with them? Like,
no, it's just
it's
tough.
Bad. It's tough.
Bad. Dude, I told you guys these were some bad updates.
Yeah,
they really are. Finally, still bad. China is trying to blame monkeypox on the USA.
Shocker.
That's at the same time that
I thought we all knew it was Spanish orgies. Pat did the update, and then someone else came in and said it was multiple orgies in Spain.
Well, right, but now China is debunking that with paid influencers of their own, saying that it was the U.S. that did it. A
group of boys on vacation in Spain.
Yeah, we shipped them in. We shipped in the monkeypox positive or whatever. Yeah, no, this is at the same time that the USA is dealing with COVID new infection rates that are currently 6 times higher than what they were in the U.S. at the same time last year. Death rates still remain low, luckily, which is nice. So we're starting to get better. Britain also says that they will try and extradite Spacey, which is also good, right?
Nice.
For his
because some of those are very serious charges.
Yeah, so they're gonna actually try and file some paperwork or something, see if they can get something going. So that's also good. And this is great. They're bringing the DeLorean back. You remember the Back to the Future car?
Look at that.
Yeah.
Is DeLorean the car maker? Who makes this car?
Yeah, in Texas. It's in San Antonio, Texas. Wow. Yeah. So they're bringing the DeLorean back. Obviously it opens. It has the upright, the T doors that come out from the side. It had the flux capacitor. Had to get to 88 miles an hour to go to any time, space, and time. And so they're
how cool. So I mean, obviously you get that car, and a lot of Texas roads are like 75, 80 miles an hour. Like the high, like you definitely set that on cruise control at 88, right?
Oh, every time.
Yeah,
every time.
It's like a gag.
The Mark, it's going to be easy to do because it's their electric Alpha 5 model. And it's going to be able to make it to 88 miles per hour in 4.35 seconds.
Baby.
When this gets to 88, you blow me.
Yeah. Nerdy chick.
When we hit 88.
Wes, you bring up a strong point there because
T-door opens up.
Yeah. It's got a top speed of 155, which is very impressive. Imagine going that fast. And then it's also going to cost $175K. So you're probably getting blowjobs in the front seat of the DeLorean.
Yeah.
You had me until $175K.
Oh, it's expensive.
That guy who wrote Ready Player One owned like 2 DeLoreans. He lives in Austin, Texas, and he gave one away to the person who figured out he had a riddle in his book similar to like how it goes. And he someone had to like go on a website and beat like an old video game. It happened years ago, but like someone got a DeLorean and from him. Those were like the old ones worth like $50K though.
Every now and again you'll see one around.
Yeah. They said there's only 6,000 left that like actually run from the original line that they made.
Yeah, so it's been a while since I've seen one. Yeah,
pretty badass, great collector's item. But I mean, electric DeLoreans is cool. That like maybe you'll see with electric cars coming back, and maybe it's more accessible to make. They'll be more like, I don't know. You'll see shit like this more.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, which brings us to
the cream of the crop.
And if you haven't heard about this story, you just like haven't been on the internet for a while because it was all over the place. A strange man in Paris threw some cake or custard pie. They don't know for sure. It's under investigation by French authorities. At the Mona Lisa. So guys heard of that one? The painting, the Mona Lisa.
Yeah,
yeah. It's the most famous painting in the world. He did this at late Sunday night at the Louvre, where it's held, and then gave an insane speech to everybody while he's being kicked out by security. So the guy, he's a skinny guy in his like 20s or 30s, and he's dressed up as an old lady with like a weird
because they
wig
let
on.
old ladies bring cake in to the Louvre.
Yeah.
Why?
I guess.
They're just less suspicious.
You'll be like fussed less.
I have to get closer. I can't see cake.
Correct, Mark. He was even in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
So he's in the wheelchair with like a wig on.
Old eyes.
He gets close enough to.
But then he gave a speech later, so it's not like he was trying to.
Oh, he pulled the wig off
forever. Yeah.
I fooled you, and it's me, Jeremiah.
Like he's trying to get away with it.
Yeah.
No. It was a strange crime.
He just wanted to get close enough.
Very strange crime. So he gets close enough to the Mona Lisa, as we covered, the most famous painting on planet Earth that's obviously covered by security glass. So he throws the fucking cake pie at it, and nothing happens to the painting since it's completely
it's
safe.
cake.
He's a pussy. He knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Then,
excuse me, could you please move out of the way? I got to get closer. Cake.
Yeah. Nothing happens to the painting at all.
Gasps.
Yeah.
And then he throws flowers. He
What's
throws
throws
a bunch of flower petals all over the place. He gets tackled by security, and then people start filming what's going on. And here is the first angle with the guards like taking him out and him and like wiping up the painting. Here's that. No way. So they're wiping the painting there.
Oh,
they got him.
This dude up.
I mean, they treat him pretty light. The guards are very upset.
Hard factor.
I mean,
what did Leonardo da Vinci and the Mona Lisa do to this guy? Like, what is his message?
No. Here you go, Mark. Here's his big speech.
I'd like to hear this. Yeah.
I'll translate it after the end.
Oh, he's a little twerp.
Oh, I guess he's younger. I don't
said
know. Maybe he's just French.
Said something ridiculous.
He could just look young. He said, I think of the earth. There are people who are destroying the earth. Think about it. Artists tell you, think of the earth. That's why I did this. And I hope it was worth it because now he's in the fucking loony bin. No, this was a big mistake. He's got a huge court case pending, and he's in an insane asylum now.
He's a climate change nut.
They should.
Yeah.
But like the artists tell you, how about this was a painting from 1500 and like 10 from Leonardo da Vinci, and it's like everyone loves to go see it. It brings joy to everyone. Like, why are you going to destroy the Mona Lisa? Why don't you destroy a 2010 painting about capitalism and like building skyscrapers or something?
Mark,
what are you talking about?
He knew this wasn't going to do anything to the painting. He's a big pussy.
He's an idiot.
He knew that he wasn't going to destroy the painting. He didn't like. He knew there was glass on it. He's just a big pussy.
He's just crazy and also a bit of a tiz, right? Like he thought.
Look at the Mona Lisa. She's smugging. Her smug face. She don't care about the earth.
Look at her now.
Yeah.
Look at her now.
Covered in earth flowers.
Isn't it from like the 16? I forget. I didn't look it up, but it's it's very old.
It's priceless.
Da Vinci died in like 1517.
Also, like they didn't have all these climate change problems back then. So why is he like trying to destroy a relic?
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense. If you look behind the Mona Lisa, there's like a beautiful view of a lake.
Yeah. It's all woods.
Yeah. Like, what is he doing? He picked the wrong painting. Is my point.
You're right. I mean, not even.
Well, it's the most famous. So that's why he did it. Yeah.
Well, he's he's in the loony bin now. Case pending.
He's not in the Louvre. He's in the loony bin.
Mm-hmm. Big miscalculation from him right there. But he's got a point. Think of the earth. And today's cup of coffee in the big time was brought to you by Sunday. And like the insane guy said at the Louvre that you just heard, I'm thinking of the earth, and that's why I use Sunday. Worried about all the chemicals you're using to keep your yard looking its best? Traditional lawn care lays down 90 million pounds of pesticide each year. Sunday is different. They're on a mission to change how people care for their yards, and they're doing it because Sunday can help you grow a beautiful lawn without the guesswork or the nasty chemicals. Their custom plans include fertilizer and everything you need to easily care for your lawn. And with ingredients like seaweed, iron, and molasses, you can feel good with kids and pets being around. So totally safe, natural compared to the competitors out there. All you have to do is visit getsunday.com, put in your address, and their lawn analysis tool does the rest. They then use soil and climate data to create a personal nutrient plan delivered to your door when you need it. Literally, the boxes just come. You attach the ready-to-use pouch to a garden hose, spray. Take less than 15 minutes to treat your yard. Best of all, the stuff really works. And Sunday is offering our listeners 20% off full season plans. Just start at just $129, and you can get 20% off at checkout when you visit getsunday.com/factor. That's 20% off your custom plan on top of already great prices at getsunday.com/factor.
Think of the earth. Hey, Crazy, open the doors. Crazy gets 1 hour earth time today. I guess we don't have to worry about a grandma with shoving a filing thing in a cake because he's already in the crazy bin. Yeah.
He's going to get so abused by their guards. Hey, you want to go fuck the ground today, Pierre?
Yeah, Pierre.
Yeah.
They should haunt him. Oh, it's I, Leonardo da Vinci. What did you do to my painting? Flicker the lights. Fucking
I've got a beautiful tree for you out here, Pierre. Yeah. I have no idea what his name is. I think they keep it
Don't ruin one of the most joyous pieces of art for your... Come on, you're an idiot. Right. Idiot. He deserves everything he gets and as much time as he gets, and whatever. Hey, what's the number one rule in treasure hunting?
Don't tell anyone about it.
Yes. Exactly. That's even more specific. I was saying don't tell the authorities when you make a find, but you're right. Don't tell anyone. Specifically authorities. The moron in Israel that got 0.0 money for finding a Crusader sword, and anyone that's ever found a treasure and alerted authorities can tell you that. And that list now includes, and has since 2018, a father and son team of treasure hunters that spent years looking for the fabled Civil War gold cache, and likely found it back in 2018, only to be allegedly double-crossed by the FBI.
I mean, that's not
stole it.
Yeah. If you tell the government,
the FBI stole it.
Anytime you discover anything cool, the government tries to take it. And then even if you don't want to give it to them, they'll use what's called, I think, eminent domain, which is just something that allows them to take whatever they want.
It's a fancy word for government seizures, finders, keepers, government
seizures.
Yeah,
it's like they can just pay you what they say is fair, and it doesn't matter. They just possess it anyways.
Or not pay you. Yeah.
Right, or not pay you at all, and say like, "I'm going to give you $0 for this bitch," and then have the FBI steal it from you.
Yeah. I just watched Uncharted yesterday, and the FBI is like the classic bad guy in any treasure hunting film in this story. Can't bring them along willingly. They're going to try and steal it anyway, so don't bring them along willingly, which is exactly what this father and son team did. They found the spot. They found this like giant underground gold mine area in Dense Run, which is a remote woodland site in western Pennsylvania, northeast of Pittsburgh. And that father-son team of Dennis and Kem Parada, I have a picture of them. They co-own a treasure hunting company.
Oh no!
Ironically called Finders Keepers. They claim they took the FBI to the site and wanted a finder's fee for what legend says to be an 1863 shipment of Union gold that was lost or stolen on its way to the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia, but that the FBI just double-crossed them. No finder's fee. In fact, the FBI did, for sure, excavate the site in 2018, but they claimed the site was just a complete bust and that nothing was there. But the Paradas never believed that. They just figured the FBI took the hundreds of millions of dollars worth of gold that was allegedly there for themselves and kept it quiet. And guess what? After years of efforts and lawsuits, the Paradas won a suit against the Justice Department for sealed FBI records related to the excavation, and they got them. They're released. And in those documents, there was a report by a geophysicist who performed microgravity testing at the site and said there was definitely an underground object with a mass of about 9 tons and a density consistent with gold.
9 tons?
9 tons of gold.
That is hundreds of millions, isn't it?
The FBI then used that report, which was again back in 2018, from the consultant to obtain a warrant to seize the gold, and didn't tell the Paradas or anyone. So if there was gold, they were able to use that warrant to seize it and say, fuck off. And it certainly sounds like there was a buttload of gold down there. They seized it and didn't pay Dennis and Kem Parada a dime. They paid Dennis and Kem Parada nada, and didn't tell the public about the find either. To make matters even more shady, even though the FBI continues to repeatedly deny that they found any gold or any precious metals at the site at all, once they got the report from the geophysicist, they started quickly and secretively digging in December in the frigid ground immediately. Not exactly the ideal time to dig unless you wanted to dig quickly. Like if it's been there since 1863, why don't you wait till it thaws out in the spring? No, they get this report, they get the warrant, and then within 24 hours they start overnight digging, and on the second day they let people in to see an empty hole. But local residents claim they heard jackhammers and backhoes overnight the first night and saw several large armored FBI vehicles or government vehicles, and the FBI denies working after hours whatsoever on the first night. They claim that didn't happen. So all these armored trucks showed up and all this overnight work happened. They disappear like the Baltimore Colts,
high fives,
like the Baltimore Colts leaving town for Cleveland. And then the second day they took a bunch of pictures of an empty hole and they were like, oh, look, there was absolutely nothing here.
They found Ferrari brochures.
Yeah. They found something.
A couple of Playboys.
Yeah. They found something down there. The FBI records also show that several weeks before the excavation, an agent with the agency's art crime team approached Wells Fargo, the bank, to ask whether they had records of a shipment being made by Stagecoach for the U.S. to that Philadelphia Mint that may have crossed that exact path. Probably because they found a Wells Fargo logo with some sort of radar technology or whatever. Yeah. They found it was a wagon. They saw a giant wagon with 9 tons of gold, and so they tried to cover their tracks to make sure no one. They're like, and then Wells Fargo's like, we don't have any record of it. They're like, perfect. Like we didn't keep records of that type of thing. And like they're like, well, don't worry about it. Pretend like we didn't ask.
So were they saying it's theirs because it came from the U.S. Mint? And it's technically government property.
That's one of the things they're saying, Wes. Yeah. That's one of the things they're saying. But
Mark,
worried about them saying.
Did you have the value of 9 tons of gold?
No,
currently?
But I imagine this is what it looks like.
It is. So the value of that is $586,775,795.20.
Yeah,
if
and
it's 24 karat.
And the Parada's got a headache and legal fees.
586 million.
Yeah, man. So they clearly found this thing for the FBI. The FBI overnight stole it and then just like didn't give them any recognition or any money for it. And the money's gone. The gold's back in the U.S. wherever.
Yeah, no, it's in Fort Knox now. It belongs to Uncle Sam. Oh, right. I mean, like good for the government, I guess, but horrible
no good deed.
for the Paradas.
Yeah, Parada's got to learn. You got to learn your lesson. I mean, I understand that they probably didn't have the equipment to dig that site, but they have to figure it out without getting the FBI involved.
No, also
you got to work with another company.
The only picture being used of them in this whole thing is them in their finders keepers polos.
Yeah,
I mean, they have shirts that say finders. Their whole business model is done.
That the FBI got it? Yeah,
yeah. The FBI.
I know it's an ironic name. I know.
Yeah,
the FBI found it. They get
the
to keep
son.
it. Yeah.
The son's in the background because he can't stand to hear his dad tell the story again.
Yeah, how sad they are.
He's so pissed.
They spent like a decade and they found that like one of the biggest treasure finds of all time. They were right, and then they got nothing. John Louis, a geophysicist professor at the University of Nevada, Reno, unconnected to the dig at all. He's not related to the dig whatsoever.
But they know about gold and excavation.
So they asked this expert to review the report from 2018 from the geophysicist, and he said, it looks like the methods were very good and their conclusions represent a physically reasonable hypothesis that gold was buried at the site. I mean, the FBI just fucking jacked that shit.
Yeah, they did.
9 tons of gold.
Yeah.
Dude.
Never bring the FBI to a gold hunting party, ever.
No,
I mean, why?
US mint thing.
Yeah.
Did he give a reason why he told the FBI?
I don't. In the 2 articles I read, I didn't see it, but they thought they were getting a finder's fee is what I kept reading. So I think that someone at the FBI told them that they were going to get a certain amount of money is my guess.
It almost sounds like they got fished, like the FBI hacked them,
it was at a bar. They're talking at a bar, and an FBI agent swoops in, pretends to be like a customer getting drunk with them, and then starts a relationship with them, and then promises them all this bullshit, and then nothing. They steal the money. Yeah,
it's like the guy that was doing those submarine, like the sea.
Yep.
The underwater gold excavation.
Gold hunters. You cannot bring other people in that you don't trust. Watch Uncharted.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Can't do it.
Good movie. I thought it was entertaining.
Yeah.
Gold fever.
Better video game.
Now that's a real thing. Gold. And FBI's got permanent gold fever.
Yeah.
Never trust a guy with gold fever.
The entire federal government.
No, kill you.
The federal government has such gold fever. They have Fort Knox, which is just like a giant fort of gold.
FBI stands for fidelity, bravery, integrity, gold fever.
Yeah. They take off in their new helicopter.
Yeah.
Jesus.
They never saw that guy again. Whoever offered him the finder's fee.
No, they'd kill him.
Oh yeah, they would. They'd kill him.
Yeah, they'd kill him. Okay. Last of the day, and we're just going to call it.
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
Pat was supposed to do this, but he's not here. All right, guys, parents out there, got a little hypothetical for you. And this has happened to me several times. So this post was put up on Mumset, which I guess is a parenting forum in the UK or something. And it reads, I am going on holiday and have discovered I haven't pre-booked seats on our flights. I'm traveling with 2 children. This was an oversight. I can get 2 seats, which would leave the eldest sat alone. Would it be weird to take cash to compensate anyone willing to move seats? No one might be willing to move, but I'm hoping. I once traveled last minute in an emergency and no one was willing to move seats. So this was the hypothetical posed on this giant forum. So basically this woman, I assume it's a woman because of that she cares so much about, sitting with her children and it's on Mumset. And
assumption.
Yeah. And so her plan is to get on the flight where no one's sitting together. Actually, her and her 7-year-old, she has a 7-year-old and a 12-year-old. Her and the 7-year-old are able to get seats together, but she wants the 12-year-old son to also sit with them. So her plan is to get on the flight and bribe someone to switch seats so that.
But does her 12-year-old have a middle seat? That's the one question.
That's the one. Well, I mean, exactly. If
that's the issue, right? When she says nobody was willing to trade with me on an emergency flight, guarantee you she means nobody was willing to trade her fucking middle seat.
Right.
This happened on the last flight I was on with Wes in Wes's aisle.
Nobody trades with you if you have a middle seat. Just get it through your head before you get on the flight. Nobody's going to trade with you for the middle seat.
Some dad went. He was sitting in Wes's row, and I was a little bit behind them, and I boarded before Wes, and then this dad comes in with his daughter, and there's like a woman in the seat, and he like made this woman move like so he could sit next to his daughter. Then he took the middle seat.
Yeah, then he fucked us with the middle seat.
So Wes had to sit next to him, and he offered her like $20 afterwards, and she was like, it was like a big scene. He was like, just please take the money, but she already moved, and she moved from an aisle seat to a middle seat. She got his middle seat. Oh. She downgraded to a middle seat
because she felt obligated, and he put her on the spot.
Yeah, he could put it. He was aggressively putting her on the spot.
It's terrible.
And then
he didn't do.
She needed to say no, though. I mean.
She should have said no. I almost said no. I almost shouted.
Say no for. Hey,
I almost shouted like, "What the fuck?"
Hey, are you trying to trade a middle seat for an aisle, buddy?
I almost said something.
Yeah. So then this question got everyone riled up.
What is like?
What are you nuts?
Is your kid hooked up to a ventilator? What's the like? What are you expecting? Like, but you should have sprung the extra $5.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If it's that important for you, then pick your seats when you book the flights.
Exactly. If you need to trade seats later,
piece of shit,
just get the fucking seat, aisle seat or window, and then anybody will trade you.
If it's that important for you, don't fucking harass people on the flight. Do it when you're like if it's circumstances like you had to fly standby and there's hurricanes and you got to get home for a funeral and it's last minute. Okay, there's some exceptions, but if you book a flight and then don't even think to fucking book your seats, and then you realize it the day of like a lazy jackass. Don't make someone switch a middle seat for an aisle seat. I'm sorry. No.
Not only that, she doesn't understand how to get it done. What you want to do in this situation is just go to the fucking desk with your kids and make the airline people stare at your kids who are like, I want to sit with you, mommy, and make them tell you no, they won't put you together. They won't move people
then make the airlines call people up and they'll pick like a random 8 people and be like, we'll give you $100 voucher if you switch seats.
Because if you try to go onto the plane and start tossing your middle seat onto everybody, nobody's going to be receptive.
Also, what is this kid at Tiz? He's 12.
12?
Like 12.
Right.
He could be flying the plane.
He could be.
Sit alone.
I went when I went home last time. I added Cam last second, so this happened to us. Like because he wasn't on my original booking, so I had to book him separately. So he wasn't, and we couldn't get the seats changed. I was like, dude, you're okay with flying by yourself, right? And he's like, yeah, no problem.
Probably liked it.
Yeah, 12. It was 12. He's just had his earphones in. He's driving. He had an aisle seat. And also, the only reason, like at this age, to like have a 12-year-old sit next to you is it's a great fat guy buffer. That's one of the main reasons I like him sitting next to me.
Extra waist room.
I dominate his leg
legs
room.
out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. He's got nothing. And I mean, I make him sit in the middle, no matter what. Usually.
It's great. It's honestly great.
Other than that, I'm out like a light. I'm not like bonding with him on the plane. It's like
I look, at least she tried on a forum. I can't stand the people that get on the plane and ask once they're on the plane. Sometimes I pretend to be asleep just so I can avoid these assholes trying to do this. It's like, I absolutely will not switch seats with you if I have a window and aisle for middle seat. Not in a million years.
No, I agree. You just know it's so infuriating reading her post because she's talking about trading a middle seat for an aisle.
Of course.
100%. Yeah. So a lot of people were of course on your all's side. Someone suggested that put the kids together. You sit your ass alone.
In the
12-year-old could
you sit in
the other one. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think it's gonna make people really uncomfortable if you start offering money in front of others. They're gonna feel pressured.
Yep.
What's this guy?
And then that woman didn't even take it in your scenario, Wes, because she felt like she felt like a dick to take the money, so she didn't even get the money. She got aggressively bumped from like a aisle seat to a middle seat, and then he offered her like 3 more times, and it was like awkward. And she's like, "Dude, I'm not gonna take your fucking money, all right? Like, you fucked me, all right?
Right? Yeah, you win this time, dipshit. Yeah." Yeah, I mean that's the main thing.
Nothing worse than an ultra aggressive person at an airport. So I want to
shake your hand.
I was in Reagan, getting ready to fly back, and some guy was flipping out, thinking that I had picked up his burger order, like they're calling out numbers.
Yeah,
and like I was number 16,
yeah.
He was number 18, I was 16, he was 18. He's sitting there like. The guy's like 16, and I'm like, yeah, that's me. I'm number 16. He's standing like right next to me. He's like, I think that could be me. I think that could be me. And I was like, no, I'm 16.
Wow.
The guy's like, number 16. I was like, yeah, 16. So I go back. I'm eating this thing, and we're in the airport. First of all, airports right now already awkward because it's like the optional maskers versus the non, and then everybody's like staring at each other a little weirdly, like judgy. And then this guy
looking for coughs and sneezes.
Yeah, everybody's on the alert for that. Yeah. Who's coughing? And And then this guy's like staring at us, eating our burgers, like mean mugging us.
Even though he's got his own correct meal at this point.
Finally, somebody hands him his fucking receipt and he sees he's 18. They call 18. He's just been stewing for like 10 minutes, staring at me eat my burger, thinking I had stolen his burger in broad daylight.
People recognize what it is in the wrapper.
People are such assholes.
Looks like my double cheese.
What's that Torchy's? I was at Torchy's like I don't know, like 6 months ago or something. So we Torchy's by my house it gets really busy. It's popular. So around dinner time, you got like you can expect like an hour-long wait just to get your food.
Oh right, just to get in the line. But yeah,
it's a long line. So I pre-ordered. My wife and I pre-ordered and then didn't even leave the house for like a full hour. So we get there and there's like. I walk in, she's driving the car and like lets me out. And she's like, I'll swing it around. So I went to go pick up the food and I walk in and there's like 10 people at the pickup area, like waiting, just not even in the line. There's like 50 people on, 10 people waiting. And I'm like trying to get someone's attention because I know my food's ready. And it's like, I'm about to get someone's attention. The guy's like, I wouldn't, if I were you. And I was like, oh, really? He goes, I've been here for 45 minutes. And I was like, okay. And then someone gets my attention. I was like, it's for Mark. And they're like, here you go, sir. And they hand it right in front of him, just directly in front of him immediately. And he literally goes, what the hell? And he starts yelling at the lady that handed me the food.
Because he never asked for us to go order?
He didn't order his ahead.
Right, yeah.
Ordered. He has no idea. He has no idea when I ordered my food. It was like an hour and 15 minutes.
He doesn't
ago.
Understand how to go works.
No, he doesn't understand how anything works. He was just he likes to get mad.
Yeah. No, yeah. You get a food aggressive person out in these post-COVID days, and it's just all over. They're blowing their top right away,
screaming at people. This poor lady. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're all in agreement that the asking. I mean, unless the kid's like 4, 3, whatever.
If it's a comparable aisle to aisle or comparable window to window, maybe it's okay. But then you're rolling the dice on if they're moving next to someone that looks like us, a fatty or something like that.
Exactly.
And you're
fucking the other guy too.
Inconvenient. Absolutely, it's inconvenient to make someone get up out of their seat. They're already sitting in an airplane.
With us,
people are already stressed on the airplane.
Right.
Do not do that to people.
Totally fair, though. I feel like if you have a tight seat that you just need, like say for instance, your child got sat alone in the middle seat, but you had an aisle somewhere else on the plane.
Sure.
Then you're like, I'm going to trade my aisle
taking the
back.
middle. Yes.
Yes. And then I'm going to go join. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
Nobody is going to get upset at that. And I think parents that understand that's just how they order their tickets, and that's fine. But then it's like some people who are like trying to play dumb. And they get on the plane like, I just had the middle seat.
It's either absent-minded people or cheapskates, because sometimes it's $35 to pick your seats.
That's
right. They're not spending the $35 to pick their seats. They're just offering $20 and like an aggressive, please, you're going to ruin my family's lives if you don't. Yeah.
They're the same people that drive up to the very end of the exit when there's a long line of cars. And
I didn't know. I didn't see the flashing arrow for 2 miles. Yeah. I didn't see that flashing arrow.
Let me merge, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly right, Wes.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I think we all agree.
Well, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna pull the wheel.
Did that cause a stir?
It caused a stir. Most people were on our side. They were like, if I paid for this shit, I'm not changing. If it's an equivalent seat, I'll change. You're poor at organizing. You're gonna make people look bad, or you're obviously pressuring them.
It delays everything too.
Yeah,
it's just the worst.
It's a mess.
Don't do that. Just plan ahead.
Unless your kid's like fucking, if your kid, especially 12-year-old, that was the most ridiculous part about it. The kids
probably sneaking cigarettes at 12.
Yeah,
what are you?
Exactly.
It's mind blowing.
Yeah. Are we done prank calling the motel? Are we giving it a beat?
We could prank call the motel.
Oh, that was a fantastic saga.
You want me to spin it? See if we can get
Why don't we tease it? Why don't we do the motel tomorrow? Okay. So that's something to look forward to for What the Fuck Wednesday. We're gonna prank the motel.
Okay. I like that. All right, nice. Cool. All right. I'm gonna put Pat on there.
Yeah.
And we will spin the wheel for jobs tomorrow. Here we go. Cup of coffee in the big time. There it is. That's the punishment.
Yep.
The wheel knows.
The wheel
knew.
The wheel is so wise. Hey, we were talking about this earlier. It's like become a cast member now.
Yeah, it is.
It's
living. It's a living organism.
But it's crazy because it's so just. It's so fair across
TikTok,
like
me.
doesn't matter who's spinning the wheel. The wheel knows.
I believe in the wheel.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's my favorite. Probably my favorite part of the show.
I love it. You know what? Maybe we should start doing government by wheel. You know, the wheel seems to be at least as smart as a human being.
Well, I think we should start during NFL season having the wheel tell us who to bet on.
Yep.
Yeah.
You would need a hive bet and a wheel bet.
It's a good idea.
I'm going to start whatever the wheel picks. I'm going to start betting on it.
The wheel is going to have a huge. The wheel's going to have a huge implication on everybody's bets. A lot of switches after the wheel picks.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know though. I mean, the wheel likes the Niners, so
yeah. I know it's odd. I know that the Niners everyone's fading the Niners this week, but I'm going with the wheel.
I agree, Mark. I think the wheel definitely it's easily a cast member at this point. It deserves a pick.
We should just do a wheel parlay every week.
That's what I'm saying. And certainly any tiebreakers that we have in the parlay, like usually have 2 or 3 tiebreakers. Let's let the wheel decide.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for today. Welcome back, William. And we will see you tomorrow. But most importantly, we love you and have a great fucking day.
Hard Factor. Cheat on the news. Patreon.com/Hard Factor.